Okay, so here we are today. We're kicking off from Agios Petros, the village up the hill. I thought we'd kick off from here rather than from Vassiliki, because we'd already done the climb from Vassiliki, so I thought this would be a very long video if we were to do that climb as well. So we just start off with a bit of altitude already. And today we're going up to the 2 towers. That's right, we're going to summit the mountain. In fact, you can see just up ahead, if you look above that blue sign, that is the 2 towers where we are going. Very exciting times. It looks like our truck. So it's 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. Nice time to be out and about, not too hot. Friendly locals. Really good visibility today. The islands look very close, so I think we're in for an absolute stonker of a view when we get a bit more height. This ride was actually suggested by Andy Lewis, so thanks for this one, Andy. Good idea. Ooh. Yeah, so we came up here the week before last for the deserted village ride. Whew. Yeah, it's just steep enough to make you think about it. But most of this one is actually going to be off-road. Just got this fairly short uphill road section to kick off, and then we'll be going uphill off-road, and then we'll be going downhill off-road and finishing off with a brand new tarmac downhill. Very exciting, and perhaps even a little bit dangerous. Oh, I can hear sheep. They're sounding perky this morning. So as ever, we're on the Trek Farley 5. Slightly overweight bike. She's big boned and got 4.8 inch tyres on here, which we're going to be running at about 8 psi, because we don't have any suspension, so we need the tyres a little bit soft for the off-road. Otherwise it's going to be awfully uncomfortable, I should tell you. So for the extra observant of you out there, you may recall that this was the turning that we took for the deserted village. So this one we've got an extra bit of uphill, and let's call it a reasonably punishing bit of uphill. It's pretty steep. This is such a spectacular village in its location. Absolutely incredible. The views that you can't see because they're behind us. Very nice indeed. So there we go, just going past the sign that marks the village limits. We have left. We're no longer in Agios Petros. Just coming into this forest section. Very nice, especially welcome, even though it's the steepest bit, it's quite welcome when it's a hot day. It all just helps keeping the sun off. So as I said before, if you're interested in any of these routes, you can just come and give us a wave on Strava, and most of these routes that I've been doing and the others will be in the winter months, and you'll see that in the summer there's pretty much nothing at all. That's both due to the temperature, but more so due to the amount of time on my hands. And due to the fact, I suppose, that there is slightly a wetter sport available in the summer months. Which I'm sorry to say, it gives you a slightly higher return on the investment that you're making in terms of effort. If on your Hobie 16 you can do 20 knots without trying very hard, whereas on the bike it's generally a good half an hour's worth of effort on the hill before you get that sweet downhill. For those speeds. But don't get me wrong, I like it on the bike. It's nice to take in these views. Normally it'd be a good time to get acquainted with one's thoughts, or these days it's time to just talk continuously for an amount of time. So although lockdown measures have been reduced here somewhat, it's still extremely quiet. because I don't actually know what the rules are with travelling within the country, but I know that hotels aren't allowed to open, which means that there's nowhere for people to stay. I think it's all very sensible. Oh, just flattening off a bit there. Nice, just feeling it a little bit in the buttocks. And if you're going to do this ride, this is the one turning you need to pay attention to, because this is the one we're going to take. And this is going to require the biggest cog on the back. Let's call this one properly steep. It's one of those that's so steep that it's fairly tricky at times just keeping the front wheel down. And saying goodbye to that bit of concrete and on to the off-road, which I think makes any climb just that little bit more challenging. But this one's only short, and largely from here it's not too punishing. Whew. There we go, 15 minutes in. Oh yeah, it's always good to see how far we've climbed in such a short time. I think it's one of the nice things about the bike, it's just getting somewhere under your own steam. There's a tremendous amount of satisfaction involved with that, I think. Oh, the legs, nice. Now just on the left here is the start of a new route that I've been doing quite a lot in the winter. If you check it out on Strava, I've called it Chasing the White Dolphin. Just down there, it's got some pretty juicy sections, so not on the road bike, I don't think. Although the fat bike does it all: road bike, mountain bike, velodrome, turbo trainer, unicycle. Combine harvester, monster truck, and the list doesn't go on because I can't think of any others that it does. Be masses of places to explore up here through these woods, but for some reason never done it. I think never done it, but masses, so many. Whew. Oh, and we're just about to hit the sunshine. Thought it was pretty hot anyway. Oh, and there we are. So we're just saying hello to the shadow. Hello, yes, here we are. Okay. Oh, I can hear a bit of dinging. I reckon that's probably goats. Some of the goats around here do look a bit like sheep, and funnily, some of the sheep around here do look like goats. Don't know how that happened. So she's just flattening off a bit here, which is nice. Might just have a bit of juice. Pink drink. Lovely. Wow, what a view. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely phenomenal. You don't often get this this sort of visibility, so it's really quite a treat to see everything so clearly. Doing a little bit of standing up here, taking the pressure off the seat for a minute. And we're back in the game. Nice. Bit of adjustment of the gears just to keep her running sweet. Okay, so I'm just spotting some islands as we go along. We've got kind of more up ahead. The biggest, Kefalonia, followed in size by Ithaca, just next door. Then maybe not in size but in position, then we have Arcudi, which we sail around during the Ionian Regatta. Just nestling in a little bit further out than Arcudi. Further to the south we've got Artikos. Then coming round, got a very famous island for the yachties, especially Meganissi, which is very nice for a day out. In fact, what you can do for a day out when you're out here, try to pick it on a day when it doesn't look like it's going to be ridiculously windy, and set off quite early to get the flat water. But if you just go up the island a little bit, you can rent a small motorboat with like a 30 horsepower engine on, and then spend the day going around Meganissi, putting the anchor in, going for a swim, go for some lunch, have a nice time. That's a nice day, that is. These boats take probably 5 adults, maybe more at a push. So I don't know if you can see on the old on the video, but just down to the left there's Vassiliki, looking good. Just got a bit of a downhill section, which is nice, standing up for it. Pretty smooth, bit of an uphill section coming, so just going to try to attack it with a little bit of pace. Going down the gears as we go up. Well, I haven't done this ride for some time and it really is spectacular. Well worth the effort as we're coming up. Just the view is remarkable, not only the islands but the view down onto the valley, the olive groves. Let's call it the valley from up here, I think. Seems reasonable. Absolutely majestic, this view. Well, it's not even much, do you call it a view? If there's not much of a view, or this scenery. Couldn't say why, but the legs aren't feeling it today quite so much. This bit of a climb is reasonably steep and reasonably loose. We've got a few things that we're trying to do here. One is to keep the front wheel down, another one is to keep the traction. Of course, with the monster truck it's not quite so much of an issue, but, keeping the front wheel down is a bit more tricky, and with less weight on the front wheel makes it quite twitchy. Oh, that sun is really, someone's just turned it up a bit. So it must be, yeah, nearly 8:30 on the 10th of May. So very early season, and already at this time of day it's okay, it's not too bad, but I'm just having a little gentle moan about the heat. I should probably reel it in because some people are probably cold at the moment. So that's it, I won't mention the heat again. But what I would say is, if you're doing this in the summer, it's definitely a good idea to start early. Okay, I think that's the bulk of it there. Is it, or is there a bit more? I can't remember. Oh yeah. There's a bit of cloud about today, which maybe that is contributing to this amazing visibility somehow. I'm sure the meteorologists out there will give us some explanation, because with the visibility we've kind of got the range, but it still looks a bit hazy. Don't get it. There's Ithaca. Doesn't look very far away at all this morning. Nice. So in preparation for this morning's ride, jumped out of bed, had a plate of kippers and black pudding, fried bread, mushrooms, tomatoes and an egg, and then that was it. It's almost like straight out of bed, straight on the bike this morning. What a way to start your day. Lovely. Oh, crossing lanes, getting a bit lumpy there. So from the towers, we're actually going to be going over the top of this mountain onto the west coast side of the mountain for quite a different view. If you're feeling really keen and you wanted the biggest day out, you could come up here and then drop down to Porto Katsiki, but the climb back up from Porto Katsiki would be absolute uphill, just absolute uphill. Yeah, but whatever floats your boat. With the new tarmac road, I think it's going to be a much more popular choice to go to Porto Katsiki on a bike. It's much closer now than it used to be due to a new road which we're going to be looking at on the way back. I think when we get to this tower, I'll just treat you to a quick panorama. So that is pretty special. Oh. So this would be quite obvious, I suppose. This track on the right would be if you really want the extra credit to go to the slightly higher up tower, but we're not going to on this occasion, just under the banner of keeping the video going. All right. So you think you've got to the top and it'll all just be down, but there is more. I don't know what's going on with the legs today. Maybe it's just because I haven't been doing as much on the bike. Means that the legs aren't quite as up for it as they were a couple of weeks ago. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, this is the spot, I think. All right. So there we are. There is the view looking down to Vassiliki and the valley. Wow. Right, no time to hang about. Back on the bike, please. And we continue. I think this might actually be the highest bit. Pretty sure it is. Here we go. Now we can just open her up a little bit. Seems a bit foolish that they put that downhill section in just so you have to go up again, but who knows what was going through the minds of the creator of this course back in the day when it was built. That bit of land there's up for sale. That'd be nice. Be a bit of a shame if you got home and then realised that you were meant to pick up some milk and you didn't. Whew. So we are actually on the top of the mountain here. Such a nice place to be, far away from just everything. Though legend has it that the towers that we just went past, this would have been a good one on the uphill, were installed so that the taxi drivers could use their mobile phones back in the early days of mobile phones. That is what I'm led to believe. Oh, now this is a bit where we could go the wrong way. Been the wrong way here before, but let's try to go the right way. right way is always favourable. Pretty sure it's down here. If it's not, we'll know about it. There'll be a bit of a about turn, and back we go. The right way. All feels pretty familiar, and I think now that I've done it and actually talked about it and I've got it on the video, then that's it. I know the way forevermore. So we'll just be popping out with that west coast view just here. Oh yeah, now that is another hell of a view. How many views, good views, can you have on one bicycle excursion? I tell you how many, all of them. And then down there, that's Kefalonia. So we can see the other bit of Kefalonia down there. So this ride really does have it all. With that uphill for a bit of light exercise. Fair bit of rugged off-road just to keep the excitement levels up, and then the scenery for extra credit. And I think there's a fairly fast bit of downhill coming up. Okay, so I think as well as not going on about the heat anymore, I'll stop going on about the scenery as well. Okay, here we go. Nice. It's nice when you get a good straight bit and you can see how sharp the corners are, so you know how fast you can let her go. On the straight bits, it definitely seems safer just to let it roll, because that's what she wants to do. Getting the weight a bit on the front wheel for the corners. It's just that front wheel from slipping out which is the one that could cause the upset. Is looking a little bit loose, slowing down a bit there, weight on the front wheel, try not to slip. not going mega fast, just going fast enough. Don't want the brakes getting too hot. Oh no. Oh, I've got a bounce on there. Quite a lot of big rocks in that corner, so just try to justify why I was going around it so slowly, but really got an allergy to falling off. Come out in a nasty rash if I fall off, which don't mind. Just gonna clip that on the inside, nice. Oh yeah, there we go. Some little moments of congratulating myself for doing something slightly better than I might have done. Just these bits on the top of the mountain, these like almost like meadows, it's just weird. You wouldn't expect it, yet there it is. Okie dokie. Right, got the knees bent, elbows out. Oh. Just keeping it rolling. Knees bent, elbows out, and round we go. Nice. Oh, it's a bit loose just here. Just try to take the straightest route possible. We're really coming down the other side now. Just keeping the speed a bit more in check now, because it is pretty loose and whoa, getting shaken to bits. Maybe the tyres are a little bit hard. Oh, and here is a complete flock of goats. What a treat. We'll just see if they'll let us go past. Just going fairly slowly so as to try not to startle them too much, but they're pretty easily startled. Flocking up away from the path. They're not sure about this chap. It's the size of his tyres they don't like. There they go. And here's the friendly shepherd, Kalimera. Yeah, he didn't. I think he wasn't expecting to see me. So there you go. Goats as well, just to tick another box on the ride, just in case you forgot that we're in Greece. Oh, a good straight bit here. We could go dangerously fast and go plummeting off the side. Oh, there's a new bit here. There's been some development. Okay, final stretch. It's not quite as loose. And there it was. Tarmac section complete. Tarmac, oh no, off-road section complete. That should have read. Woo! Just get a bit of life back into the fingers. Oh, yeah, gripping pretty hard there at times. But that's nice, yeah, from on this tarmac road you could go the other way and that probably add about an hour onto the route, but it is really, really nice. It's all tarmac. You go basically to the village of Athani, takes you above Porto Katsiki beach, and that's a nice way to go if you want something a little bit longer, whereas we're going for the more direct route. Because this route came available a bit later on, wasn't always there. So the Two Towers bike ride was originally called the Two Towers, and then you're not going to believe it, but because we could go further than the Two Towers, doing this complete circuit became known as Return of the King. Yes, Lord of the Rings fans, that is what happened. I think it was at a similar time to when the films were coming out. So there you are. Just keeping you informed as we come up. Oh, I'm pleased we saw the goat. What a treat. It's now 8:55, so it's taken us from Agios Petros about an hour to get around here. About half an hour up to Agios Petros, so that's about an hour and a half. So I'd say that we're probably looking at about under 2 hours for the round trip. So this is our turn. This is this new tarmac road. Oh, so shiny. So we've said goodbye to the west coast and we're going to be coming back to the bay, the Vassiliki Bay. So this isn't, there is one little bit of uphill, but I think we could quite safely call this downhill all the way back to Wildwind Beach, which is nice. Did the hard work, the legs have recovered. says watch yourself, don't go faster than 20. Well, I was, whoa, what a view. Just giving you the view there. Sorry, I did say I wasn't going to go on about the view anymore, but that one just took me by surprise. I knew it was coming. Yeah, it's with the light and everything, it does look nice. All right, just warming the tyres up. Oh, a bit of gravel on that corner. Up until the winter just gone, this was all like a gravel road. Quite dangerous because you could go really, really fast, but without any traction. And now you could go very fast and you're on the gravel. Got a bit of angle on that corner. And bike right down, getting a knee out. Oh yeah, certainly coming down a fair bit of pace. A few gravelly corners to look out for. Okay, so we're just going to let her run here to see if we can carry this speed up the hill the other side. We're going, this is as fast as this bike will go. That is terminal velocity on the fat bike. Woo! That was very quick. So when going that fast, you really are at the mercy of knowing that your bike is in good enough shape to not explode from going too fast. Right, just a little short uphill section. Apparently there is a way down through here to link up with that track that takes you to the roller disco, but maybe that's it just there. I'm not going to roll the dice on this occasion and have a guess. Whew. God, that was, even though it's not particularly technical or anything, quite exhilarating. going that fast. Fair bit of danger in the fact that if you did come off, it would be a really, really bad day. Whew. Very nice. So from the last time check, 8 minutes, you can change your venue pretty quickly from up there to down here in quite a short time. Absolutely zero wind at the moment. It's quite early. Nice bulldozer there, lovely, love a good digger. I think that the development on this mountain has slowed down a bit, where especially now I think people aren't building so much because they're a little bit more concerned about both money and the future. But quite a few villas up there. Or maybe that's the way down, who can say? But it's all downhill whichever way you look at it. Oh, that's the top of that little climb. Oh, there's a snake who unfortunately didn't make it. Yeah, do be cautious of the snakes, because there are snakes about. Nothing too sinister, but if you don't know, then you don't know. Whether it's one to worry about or just one. This juicy black tarmac, so smooth, very nice. And back to the crusty old, this is concrete, with some grit on it, just to make it a little bit more dangerous. And back on to the main Agios Petros to Vassiliki road. Where we'll come down. So thank you very much for choosing Joe Bicycle Tours this morning. It's been a great pleasure to have you along for the ride. I don't even know if you can hear it right now with the wind noise. Trying to project my voice upwind towards the microphone, but who can say? Still being quite vigilant for areas of low traction or uneven surface as we come down. towards the main Ponty corner, engaging the brakes, getting the knee down, keeping it rolling. Ah, lovely. There we go. I think we could go for a bit of on the beach, since it's such a nice morning. Look how flat that water is. Lovely. So yeah, a bit more of a sandy beach down this end, gradually getting more stony as we get up this end. Oh, how are we going to get through here? I think we're just going to... Oh, was it a poor choice? not a bad choice. I think that choice... Oh dear, bit of chain come off. What's going on there? My goodness, if I was on holiday right now, I'd immediately ditch the bike and grab a paddle board. I think that would be a very good just top off the morning. I think paddle board, bit of breakfast, and then you've already won the day. Wow, look at that. That is some flat water. Right, I'm going to try to get up here. Nailed it. And rejoining the new luxury promenade. This last bit just on the right here, we've got the Loop Bar. Nice place for a drink. Pretty well priced, I think you could say. If it's €1 for a coffee, €1 for a bottle of lager. So depending on the time of day, you could have a coffee or a beer. That is pretty good going there. All right, and here we are, arriving back at Wildwind Beach. Well, it does look like we've still got a bit of a job on. There we go. So as I said earlier, thank you for travelling with Joe's Bicycle Tours this morning. It's been a great pleasure having you along. Oh yeah, there's the yes,